Hello, Year 7 and 8. It's Mr. T here, your guidance officer from the Central West. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the topic of accepting change. I'd like to start off with a quote from the late great Mahatma Gandhi. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. And I think it's really important point. It's an important quote. It's an important notion to reflect on. To be the change we want to see in the world, considering there's so much change happening around us right now. And talking about change, COVID-19 pandemic, that has engulfed the whole world, okay? It's caused all of our lives to change, okay? Right now, I'm speaking to you, or I'm speaking to an iPad, and you're on the other side of that iPad, and you're listening to me, and it's really interesting because there's only one other person in this room, and this is my form of teaching right now. So the way we teach now has changed. The way you're learning has changed. And I know for some of you, that's probably caused an enormous amount of stress to go from teaching and learning in your normal routine to now having to learn externally and having to deal with all the changes that come with that. Sometimes the internet breaks. Sometimes it shuts down. Sometimes you can't get on your club rep session. So there are so many different things there that you're facing right now. So it's important for us to really understand that it's okay to feel. It's okay to feel and learn to understand the feelings that are going on within ourselves. Also, learn that there are feelings going on within other people. Your teachers right now are piecing together lessons every day to put online for you to learn. Now, when you see them online and they look happy and they look chirpy and they're guiding you through those processes, let me make it very clear to you, when they go home at night, they're not that happy, they're not that chirpy, they're under an enormous amount of stress as well because they're trying to deal with the changing times as well. They will create a certain lesson, a style of lesson, and sometimes it won't work. So there's an enormous amount of stress on them as well. Your parents as well, there's an enormous amount of stress coming from them because some of them may have lost their jobs. Okay, so there's so much change happening right now. It's important for yourselves to understand the feelings that are going on within yourselves, but also start to understand that the feelings are happening within other people as well. I want to look at comfort zones. Okay, as you move outside of your comfort zone, what was once the unknown and frightening becomes the new normal. Now, I don't know what your favourite movies are, but one of my favourite movies is Wreck-It Ralph, especially Wreck-It Ralph Wrecks the Internet. Now, a really great photo there of Ralph and Penelope, and I think that gives you a really good understanding of someone who's living within their comfort zone and someone who's choosing to step outside of their comfort zone. So Ralph there has always been someone who wants to stay within his own game. He doesn't want to go outside of his game. He's happy with the status quo. Whereas Penelope, she wants to try everything. She's going out to new games. I know when in that last game in Wreck-It Ralph breaks the internet, she went to take that car and then she got caught and then she went to a whole new game. What happened through that process, though, that friendship started to split throughout that movie, but then they came together and Ralph realised that Penelope, even though that she pushed him outside of his comfort zone, even though she caused him to change in different ways that he didn't think possible, or at the time he didn't even want, it helped him become a better person, a stronger person. And he was very grateful for that. So it always seems impossible until it's done. Not so long ago, the idea of sending someone to the moon was a dream. And then it happened. Not so long ago, it was a dream that we would potentially even think about sending someone to Mars. And what you're going to find in your lifetime, you will probably see the first human being take the first steps on Mars. Okay, so we've lived through eras where people haven't had airplanes, they haven't had boats, they haven't had cars. These things were but dreams, and yet they became reality. So many things are not impossible. Solutions just haven't been found for those yet. Okay, so it's really important for you to make the impossible possible through your actions. Now, how do we do that? How do we make the impossible possible? Well, we do that by stepping outside of our comfort zones. We do that by trying new things. We do that by accepting failure when it comes and using it as a lesson to continue to get back up, learn, move forward. Okay? So with that in mind, it's important also to have fun, to keep things light. Now, I've asked Mr. Barclay to trial a little challenge, which is the opposite hand challenge. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Barclay now, and he's going to complete the opposite hand challenge for you right now.
Timmy, I'm open. Left hand.
I'm just going to go to the toilet.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Remember, Tim, left hand.
I think I'm going to have to take a bath.
Disgusting!
Oh, I actually did it.
Now, as you saw with Mr. Barclay right there, he wasn't very successful with his left hand, but he got it done. Now, I hope for his sake, his wife's sake, and our sake, he did find that bath. But what I want you to understand is this. We got him to trial things with his left hand, and it didn't look comfortable. It probably wasn't super functional, but he got it done. And I guarantee you, if he kept trialing those different skills, he would get better at that. Now, happiness. The whole concept of happiness is something that we're always striving for. You know, we're in the pursuit of happiness. What is it, and how do we get there? And when we look at the breakup, so research, when I say research, and this isn't Mr. T's research, this is actually scientific research has found that when you look at happiness in its entirety, 50% of that is made up through your genetic makeup, who you are. 40% comes from your actions, your attitude, your optimism, and the way you choose to handle situations. And 10% stems from the circumstance that you currently live in. Right now, the circumstance that we currently live in is the COVID-19 pandemic. The circumstance we currently live in is learning from home for a lot of you. So that's really, really challenging. And yet, I would argue that most of you have focused more attention on the circumstance than you have the actual actions. And it's really, really interesting because the circumstance accounts for 10% of your happiness, and yet your actions account for 40%. So my challenge to you is to start to rethink the way you're thinking and focus more energy on how you choose to act rather than what is actually happening in your life right now. Okay? Yes, there's been research that have argued against the actual percentiles. It might be 51%, it might be 48%, and I do agree with that. There is probably research that backs up that percentage may not be 50, 40, 10, but it's very, very close. And I think it's a great guide for us to actually understand that our actions are far more important than the circumstances we find ourselves in. So the challenge, the fruit, of everything in life, in your life, begins with challenge. All right? So you were born. At some point, you were in your mummy's tummy. Yeah, you were happy, you were safe, you were enjoying yourself, like you were minding your own business, and then you got the knock on the door and it was like, it's time to be born. Now, that process isn't just like, it's a very, very happy, easy process. It's a very, very hard process. But guess what? I'm glad it happened. I'm glad I chose that because I wouldn't be here today if that didn't happen. When you were a little kid, you crawled around and you thought, I'm overcrawling, I want to walk. And then you stood up and you took a step and then you fell down. And then you did it again. And then you did it again. But guess what? The end product of that, the fruit of that was you could stand on your own 2 feet today. So most of you are faced with challenges every single day. But the fruit is what we learn from those things. Okay, so it's really, really important that you embrace those challenges because by embracing those challenges, you're going to find that the fruits, the lessons that you gain from them are going to help you become stronger individuals. Look, most people get what they want and they're not fulfilled. I'm sure there's been a Christmas or there's been a birthday where you've really, really wanted something and then you've got it and you've been like, yes, I finally got it. And then the next day, do you still feel that intensity of feeling? I would argue not. 2 days later, 4 days later, a week later, do you still have that intensity of feeling? I would argue not. It dissipates very quickly. So getting what you want doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be super fulfilled. We need to start to understand that life gives us what we need, not necessarily what we want. All right, so when we look at how we choose to live life, I believe our life is controlled by our decisions. Okay, the decisions we make control us more than the conditions we make. It's not the conditions, it's the decisions that matter most. Okay, and I say that because you're coming into an age now, some of you have just come from primary school, some of you have spent a year in high school. You're starting to understand how things operate in life. Okay, but you're still in the early stages, and that's okay. Be here now. But if I can give you any advice right now, understand this. There are two things in life that you have control over. Okay? The first is how you choose to think. And the second thing is how you choose to act. You have control over nothing else. You have control over nothing else. You can't control how quickly the moon spins around the earth. You can't control how quickly the COVID-19 virus spreads around the earth. You can't control when it rains or when it doesn't rain in Long Beach. Okay? The only two things you can control are your thoughts and your actions. Think about how much time you spend wasting on focusing on things that you can't actually change, you can't actually impact. So my challenge to you is just to stop. Take a moment and realise that what I can focus and change, I will. My thoughts and my actions. All right, and learn to change your state. Right now, today, some of you may have had a Collaborate session or a Microsoft Teams session where the internet dropped out and you couldn't get on, or your password didn't work, and then you felt angry. You may have felt even a little bit pissed off. Let me say, that is okay. All right? But it's important for you to be able to go from this space to back to calm. Angry, calm. Angry, guard. If I could show you my angry face, I would, but I'm actually in a pretty happy place. So what I'm saying to you is, what can you do? For some of you, it's going to be, I'm really, really angry, I'm a bit heightened. I'm going to go build Lego for an hour. For some of you, it might be, I'm going to go ride my horse for an hour. For some of you, it might be, I might go ride my motorcycle for an hour. So what is it that brings you happiness, that de-stresses you, that your parents are going to agree with, and they're going to be happy that you do, obviously. So think about the how. How can you, instead of staying in a negative state and ruminating, worrying about really, really negative thoughts, how can you stop, take control, and choose a different path? Choose to do something that's going to bring you a level of peace. Choose to do something that's going to de-stress you. Okay, and start to find that out. For some of you, it might be as easy as just being able to go outside, listen to some music, or even just bouncing on a trampoline. All right? I say choose joy, and I love this picture here. Don't wait for things to get easier, simpler, better. Life will always be complicated. Learn to be happy right now. Otherwise, you'll run out of time. So, decide, 7 and 8, decide to master time. It's the only resource you can't get back. These moments that we have are precious because every moment that we have is one less moment that we can never get back. Yeah? So use this time to be compassionate with yourselves. Use this time to be compassionate with others. Use this time to get the most out of this experience called life. Because at some point you will get older and you'll start to get these white hairs like I've got here, which I never once had, and they just keep sprouting up. Okay, time will continue to come, but it's how you choose to embrace that. It's how you choose to get the most out of that, which will determine your experience in life. And decide to keep things light. Have fun. Be kind to yourself and others. All right? This is this is a beautiful time to be alive for you. I know it's challenging. I know the COVID-19 pandemic is really, really throwing some spanners in the works. But you know what it can't take away? It can't take away your choice to choose to be happy. It can't take away your choice to choose to be grateful and joyful in this moment. It can't take away your choice to actually want to go out and help another human being. Your brain is archaic. It's designed to keep you alive. It's designed to make you survive rather than keep you happy. Yeah, back when we were nomads and living off the land, it was, okay, there's an animal that's bigger than me, probably could eat me, I'm going to run away, fight or flight, okay? Now, instead of worrying about trying to stay alive because of other animals and whatnot that could eat us, now we're worried about making sure we've got enough money in our bank account, making sure we can put a roof over our heads and be able to feed our families and pay the bills and survive in a very, very materialistic world. So what I'm saying to you now is trade in some of those expectations for some appreciations, okay? So the expectations you might have is like, oh, hate's strong, but I really dislike external learning. It's crap, it doesn't work, I'm so over it. You know, the government doesn't care, the school doesn't care. Stop, take a breath and trade that in for some appreciations. Appreciate the fact that you exist. Appreciate the fact that you have access to clean drinking water. Appreciate the fact that you still have access to an education, because there's lots of kids around the world right now who don't have that. Appreciate the fact that you have an opportunity to go out in this world and make a meaningful difference in this world. Appreciate the fact that you still have a chance. So this is your life, 7 and 8. And the challenge I put to you now is choose your experience. What type of experience do you want to have? This is your life. This is your moment. So I'm going to put a YouTube clip on right now, and then I'm going to open up this discussion in your collaborate rooms, and tell me what you think.